I'm so excited. I'm going to show you how to make my super tasty margaritas. First, you need a few things. Some ice, a little salt if you like it. I've got one friend that likes salt, two that don't. So I'm going to start with my limes. When you choose a lime, you want it to be smooth. And the reason you want it to be smooth, you almost want it to look like you shouldn't use it because it's easy to cut. And those are the ones that have the most juice in it. So I'm kind of wimpy. I like to use my lemon squeezer instead of my lime squeezer. I'm also putting it in absolutely backwards to the way you think you should. And the reason I do that is because I don't like the pulp. So when you squeeze it that way, you get a little bit less pulp. I'm just doing this in a good old-fashioned Pyrex dish. And I'm doing that because that's what's easy for me, and it's got a little convenient pour spout. So the ratio is what's most important with tequila. So I'm going to just use my handy-dandy tablespoon. And I'm going to start with my favorite silver tequila, Cantera Negra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you're an aggressive pourer, that's okay too. For each person, I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lime juice. 2 and 3, and I'm just going to put a little more in for good measure. And then you're going to use triple sec or whichever orange liqueur you like to go in there, and that's going to also go 1 tablespoon per person. So what do we got there? 1, 2, 3. And voila, we're ready to go. But the key is to really stir it up good. So I'm not a shaker fan. I'm not going to shake. And well, this might be too big of a batch for this particular measuring cup, but don't worry, I've got bigger ones. So the more the merrier, right? A good stir. A good stir. Let all that good ice melt in there. And ice is also the other key to a delicious margarita. All right, I have one friend with salt, so I'm going to pour that one first. I've already got the rim salted, and that's just regular kosher salt from the kitchen with a little bit of lime around the edge. And then for my 2 friends that don't need salt, I'm going to pour that in, but I'm also going to put a little pinch of salt in the end because you really need that little bit of salt to balance things off. All right. But before I try it, the other little kicker is you don't know what the limes are like, right? And so many times, limes are kind of tart. So just for good measure, I'm just going to put a little bit of Amaretto di Serrano right on top. Give it a little stir. And just like that, I've got a margarita that looks good enough to drink. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Cheers.